Hello, More Than Small Talk friends. This is Jennifer. Today, I'm sharing an excerpt from my new book, What If You're Doing Better Than You Think? I'm a Southern girl to the core. When we're sad, big hair and lipstick are our best ammunition. Not quite tease it to Jesus big, but a little effort and volume won't hurt anything. Most of us come by it honestly. If you were raised by a God-fearing Southern mama, you've probably heard something like, "Sugar, you might feel better if you put a little lipstick on." Southerners serve shame as a side dish and deep fry self-loathing in a special batter strong enough to beat ourselves up with it daily. We don't need others to be hard on us. We are black belts at tearing ourselves down brick by brick without outside help. Maybe it's too much of a blanket statement to assume every Southerner is prone to feeling guilty about saying no or taking the time they need to pull back and heal, but I sure did. One night, I met a close friend at one of our favorite Mexican restaurants. I tried hard to hide my exhaustion and heartbreak as I slid into the booth. Our eyes met, and I smiled. But it wasn't a real smile. I've never watched anyone cry while eating tacos, so it felt like a good idea to look presentable before indulging in 2 baskets of freshly made chips before tacos. Close friends have the remarkable ability to see through you. Even when it feels invasive, it's a privilege to have someone who loves you enough to truly know who you are and what you're currently struggling with. "No, how are you really?" she asked. With a sigh, I admitted that my life felt like a poorly scripted Lifetime movie, just without the body bags. Life seemed excessively dramatic, even by my standards, but my attempts at humor did not dissuade her from wanting to hear all about the topic I was trying so hard to get over and was tired of talking about. As the waiter continued to replenish the chips and salsa, I took my walls down and gave her full disclosure of how I was doing. It didn't matter how good the food was. I wiped a few tears that evening while trying to drown my sorrows with one more taco. I had my answer. Anyone can cry eating tacos if their heart is shattered and scattered. Like everyone experiencing an unwanted crisis, I tried to find the quickest way out of it. But I had no choice but to endure it one brutal step after another. The more I tried to rush healing from trauma, the more setbacks I had in my health. You can have the desire and willpower, but no amount of resilience or effort can erase the trauma you've experienced. I was at a breaking point in 3-inch heels. If I could go back and rewrite that summer, I would leave much of what happened out and make sacred space for my family to heal without trying to rush it. I would give myself room to breathe, time away from work, and time to be with the people I love most in life. We'd spend our time mending and making new memories to replace a few brutal ones. Even now, I feel like God is rewriting the story of that summer. Instead of the end, He is redeeming hearts and reconciling the thickest plot lines to let us know our story is to be continued in happy cursive font. God is still writing your story too. One day, you will look back and see the hardest times in your life were merely the backstory. We might feel alone at times, but the scriptures remind us that we can find the nearness of God to sustain us. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivers him out of them all. Psalms 34, 18-19 ESV. It's not just a promise of closeness, it's the hope of being rescued. God weaves a redemptive thread throughout the worn-out fragments of our storylines to remind us that He isn't finished with us yet. You can find what I read today in my new book, What If You're Doing Better Than You Think? Finding Courage and Confidence When Life is Messy. Holly, Susie, and I will have another episode for you soon. Thanks for listening, and share this with a friend so that they can be encouraged too.